What is up, guys? It's Brillymister here and welcome to today's video. If you do enjoy the video, then don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment and subscribe, and hit all the links up down below to Twitch and Discord. Enjoy the video. What is up, everybody, and welcome to today's video. So you might have seen that they have announced that on Monday, or the 8th of March if you're watching this in the future, they have announced that there is going to be 3 new bosses coming into the game, and along with that there are going to be some new upgraded rings, and these are upgrades of the original Dagenham Kings ring, so the Seer's ring, Archer's ring, Warrior's ring and Berserker's ring. Out of these, the Berserker's ring looks like it is going to be the most powerful and the most sought after one, and as such Dagenham Kings are currently absolutely insane GP power. I did it for a little bit earlier and I managed to sell 4 Berserker rings that I got for just over 10 mil each. Some of them sold at 10.5 and a couple sold at 11 mil. Along with that, you can obviously all get the other rings, which are all about 1 mil plus as well at the moment. So this is going to be just a quick Tribrid guide to hopefully help you guys into taking advantage of the fact that Dagenham Kings are awesome money right now. And if you haven't already got the title and the pets, then this is basically as good a time as you're ever going to get to be able to do it. Enjoy the video, guys. So you might ask, why Dagenham Kings? Well, with current prices and how common the rings are, they're just really good GP power. There's 4 rings and each of them is a 1 in 128 drop rate. So that means the chance for getting any ring is 4 in 128, or on average you'll get 1 in every 32 kills around. You can also get a Dragon Hatchet as well, which is, along with them, also a 1 in 128 drop rate, and this got a current GE price of like 3.4 mil, so that is 5 drops there that are all at least 1 to 10 mil in the GE currently. The Berserker ring, when I was doing this earlier, I managed to sell a couple for 10 mil and a couple for 11 mil, so it is 10 mil plus in the GE, and I sold a couple of the others that I had lying around in my bank as well, and they all sold for over 1 mil. What I'd like to say though is that the prices for this are correct at the time of recording of what they're selling in the Grand Exchange at. I don't know whether these rings are going to be very OP when it comes out and it's going to go up, or if over time they're just slowly going to go back down to what they were. But at the time of recording this, it is very, very good GP and definitely something that you guys should hop on if you're not already. So for the requirements, it's not got as high requirements as a lot of other bosses, as they've been out for a long time now, and power creep is such that they are a little bit easier than they used to be. In fact, if you've got quite high level gear, they're not in any way a challenge at all. But if you're able to solo Tribrid these decently, you're going to probably want at least 85 plus stats, 92 plus prayer for soul split, although 95 is probably recommended so you can take advantage of turmoil and all of the damage boosting prayers along with it. Tier 85 plus weapon, just so you can damage them down and kill them in time to be able to kill them before they respawn. Although if you are struggling to keep them down on fastest, you can just turn the spawn speed down to fast and you're still going to make good GP power, and it will give you that little bit of extra time before another one starts respawning on you. Extreme potions at the very least, if not overloads, will massively help you here and dramatically increase your kills per hour, as well as giving you a little bit more defense as well. I was using holy overloads for the course of making this video, but if you have supreme or elder overloads, then it's probably worth using them just to speed up your kills that little bit more. So moving now on to the equipment and inventory setup. You can use Anima Core of Sliske, which is the highest level hybrid armor that you can get in game at the moment, and it's also augmentable, so you can get some perks on it, and that will increase your DPS a little bit. But I didn't really want to spend money on that, and it's not completely necessary, so I'm just using War Priest, and it also helps keep the cost down as I'm not using any sort of divine charges other than for my weapon. I'm using an Amulet of Souls, as the extra healing you get with Soul Split with it is really nice. Although if you don't have an Amulet of Souls, a Blood Fury necklace or something like that will work nicely as well. Fremnik Sea Boots are really awesome here, as they will note all the bones for you from them, which just makes it a little bit easier to loot them and gives you a bit of extra background GP. I was getting about 3 mil per hour in just standard background loot mostly from the bones and just other random common drops. They also give you a nice bonus. They give you 10% extra damage against the Dagannoth Kings with auto attacks and 5% with abilities, so a nice little bit of extra damage as well. Dagannoth Kings are poisonable, so Cinderbanes are best in slot gloves here. They also are hybrid gloves, so it means one less thing you don't have to worry about swapping. Because we're going to be Tribriding, you want to take a melee, a ranged, and a magic weapon with you. I'm using an Inquisitor Staff, a Pterosaur Maul, and an Eldritch Crossbow, although this is completely unnecessary. It's just what I happen to have in the bank. You'll be quite happy with using like a Nox Scythe, a Dragon Rider Lance, a Balmung. You could use a Noxus Staff, a Noxus Bow, Decimation, anything that's sort of tier 85 plus, and you'll be completely fine with. I've not worried about using any sort of the special criminal bolts or anything like that, as I think the cost is unnecessary for how easy and chilled these bosses are. I'm using a Ring of Vigour, although any hybrid ring or a Ring of Luck if you don't have it on your relic, like a Fortune ring or a Luck of the Dwarves, but I've got mine on a relic, so I'm just using a Ring of Vigour as it was a nice hybrid ring that I had in the bank. When it comes to your inventory, you want to take a couple of overloads. I've taken 2 6-dose holy overloads there, as it's enough to last the whole hour. I've done the same with weapon poison, as again they are poisonable, and the weapon poison just adds a little bit more damage on and will kill them a little bit quicker. I've also got an enhanced Excalibur, as it's nice and it's pretty much all the healing that you do need there, although it's always nice to take a few sharks or something with you just in case. I've also got my runes. It is weak to fire spells, although I've not had any accuracy problems or anything, but then again I am using an Inquisitor staff. But if you want to take fire runes as well and use fire spells against the Rex, then it will make it a little bit easier, but I've not had any accuracy problems just using Airwave and keeping it cheap. I take magic notepaper with me as well, just to note any drops that I do get, and that just helps make it a little bit more chill and have to bank less often and have to leave less stuff on the floor. So one last thing that is important to note here before we actually get into killing the boss is one thing that will help you out a lot is action bar binding. So you can see when I click onto my staff, it will automatically change my action bar to the magic abilities, and then same when I click my crossbow, it will go boom straight to ranged abilities, and then melee, it will go back to melee abilities. This will make it a lot more easy and a lot more chill, where you don't have to try and manually switch action bar or use legacy or anything like that. You can find this by going into the settings menu, into gameplay, combat and action bar, and then you'll see action bar binding here, and then you can choose what bar you want to bind. So for example, magic 2H I've got here, and it's bound as a primary bar to action bar 2, so whenever I switch to a two-handed magic weapon, it will swap me to action bar 2. For example, I got the same with melee. Melee 2H is action bar set to action bar 4 as my primary action bar. So when I click onto a melee weapon, it will swap straight over and go to action bar 4 for me. And this will make it a lot easier and a lot more relaxing for you, that you don't have to try and make some sort of weird hybrid bar that is for all of the combat styles, or manually change the combat bar. So the easiest way to get to Dagenham Kings is to just simply tune your portal in the PVM hub, and you can just enter from there and make your own session. If you have got low gear, you might want to set your spawn speed to fast, or maybe even start at standard and then move it up, depending on how well you're doing at getting them down before they spawn. When you first go in, this is the most dangerous part of the fight, as you will have all 3 of them up at once, and there is the potential to take a little bit of extra damage here. From then on, it should be a lot easier, as you'll have at most 1 or 2 of them up. I personally like to focus on the range one first, using my melee combat style, but that is personal preference, and then you can go on to the other ones. I then move on to the magey dude, and we go into using our ranged weapon there, and we can just see that my action bar swaps automatically. I also have my prayers, my damage boosting prayers, keybound as well, so I can easily swap my damage prayer over, depending on what one I'm killing. Last but not least, we go on to the Rex, and yeah, we basically just do the same with magic. I don't use any ultimate abilities here, as it makes you kill one of them a lot faster than you do any of the others, and it will make their spawn timers a bit weird, rather than all being sort of like an equal time apart from each other. And as you can see there, just as it's going down, the melee one respawns, and it's all time to go back to killing the rangy guy again. Yeah, so I don't use any ultimates, I just use thresholds continuously, so I use a combination of Quake, Hurricane, Assault for melee, Asphyxiate and Wild Magic for mage, and then try and use Dragon Breath as much as I can, because that's a nice damaging one. And then with range I use Rapid Fire and Snapshot, and I have got Greater Ricochet as well, but that's not really necessary. I mean, you'll be completely fine if you don't have it, but I have it in my rotation just as it's something that I have got unlocked there. And it's very, very easy, as you can see here, going down. This is on the fastest spawn speed, so if you have got slightly lower tier gear, you can just turn it down to fast, and it'll give you an extra few seconds to get each one down before the next one spawns, and reduce the damage on you a little bit. There's not really a best aura to use here. I probably wouldn't use anything like Reckless or Berserker, because it only affects the one combat style. I am using Dark Magic here at the moment, just for a little bit of extra damage all around. Marjorat Aura would also be a great choice, and I did it earlier on Penance, and that was really, really nice, because it made it a little bit more chill, because I didn't have to worry about looking at my prayer or anything at all. All I had to do basically was swap weapon and swap the prayer that I was using. So as I can say, these are really, really good money at the moment, and they're pretty easy. So if you haven't gone for the title or got the log or anything there yet, or if you're just sort of like a mid to high level player that wants to make some nice easy GP at the moment, then Dagenham Kings are definitely a really great way to go. Thank you very much to anybody who has watched this far. I really hope you did find this video interesting or helpful, and you can go ahead and take advantage of how good money Dagenham Kings are at the moment and go farm those berserker rings out a little bit. Anybody if did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, if you'd like to support the channel directly, then channel memberships are now live as well. And you'll get some cool emotes and some badges, along with some other really awesome perks, and there'll be links to that down in the description below. As always, there's also a link to my Twitch and to my Discord server in the description below as well. And until next time, guys, see ya.